Howdy y'all, what up? Hostman Mississippi here, back with a new video. Welcome back once again to my channel. I know I've been shooting a lot of videos in my truck lately. Well, that's because I spend the majority of my life in this truck. Okay, but anyway, I'm actually on a 34-hour break right now. No, I'm not at home. I'm actually in Indianapolis, Indiana. But anyway, I'm on a 34-hour break. Now, with that said, of course, as always, the pantyhose I have on are Sheertex Sandalfoot or Sheer Toe black pantyhose. And I'm telling you, they feel great. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm a little obsessed with Sheertex pantyhose. You can't rip these, and they just feel amazing. But anyway, well, a few things I want to talk about. I'm not going to rant and rave, nothing like that. But first of all, well, y'all know what I do on my channel. I sit around in pantyhose and I talk. Sometimes I review hosiery. And so, if you like what I do, and if you like seeing a guy wearing pantyhose, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead, do it. Do it right now. Like and subscribe. I see you hovering that like button. I mean, I can see you. I can see you hovering that like button and subscribe button, and you're not clicking it. If you don't do that right now, if you don't do it, I'm gonna rip my pantyhose right here in front of you. Just rip them to shreds. No, I'm kidding. You can't rip Sheertex pantyhose anyway. But I just wanted to throw in a little humor. But anyway, really, the reason I'm making this video is one of my subscribers and viewers, Jim's Channel 80, got me to thinking. And well, in my previous Q&A video, I answered his question about driving a truck, and he said he's getting his CDL and all that stuff. And well, Jim's Channel 80, there are some things I want to tell you about trucking that you may not learn in truck driving school, but when you have a trainer, your trainer should teach you these things. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you some things. Because yesterday, my dispatcher sent me a load assignment yesterday. What's today? Today's Friday, yeah. Or was it Wednesday? It was Wednesday, I'm sorry. It was Wednesday. My dispatcher sent me the load assignment. I think. I'm getting my days mixed up. Anyway, he sent me a load assignment to pick up a loaded trailer from our yard, our terminal in North Mississippi. And so I accepted the load assignment and I went to pick it up. And the paperwork was in a mailbox where all of the paperwork is kept for the loaded trailers on the yard. So I went and took the paperwork, or the bill of lading for that load, and I looked at it, and of course the first thing I looked at was the weight. Now, Jim's Channel 80, when your trainer should teach you this, but if he or she doesn't, I'm going to tell you. When you go to pick up a load, before you sign your name to that paperwork, make sure you check that weight. Because I've said in previous videos, and you may or may not have seen the video where I said this, but a tractor trailer that's an 18-wheeler, big truck, whatever, unless that driver has an overweight permit, a tractor trailer cannot gross more than 80,000 pounds. Now, a tractor trailer with an empty trailer weighs between 32 and 33,000 pounds. And like I said, it cannot gross over 80,000 pounds. So when you go to pick up a load, before you sign your name to that paperwork, make sure that the weight will not be too much. If there's too much weight on that trailer, you tell them that they've got to unload some of it, otherwise you will get a huge ticket. If you come up on a weigh station or if you have to pull into a weigh station and pull onto the scale, a DOT, Department of Transportation weigh station, and you pull up on a scale and your truck weighs more than 80,000 pounds, you will get a big ticket. Now, about 47 to 48,000 pounds, give or take, you might have to do a little math, but around 47 or 48,000 pounds of the freight only in the trailer, should not put you over gross weight. But now, about the load that my dispatcher was having me to pick up from the yard in North Mississippi, I looked at the weight, and the cargo, or the freight in the trailer, was more than 54,000 pounds. Yeah, that would have put my entire rig, the truck and trailer combined, it would have put it at about 86 to 87,000 pounds. And I do not have an overweight permit. So what I did, I was at the yard, sitting still. I don't text and drive, never. But I texted my dispatcher and had him to call me. Well, he took a while before he called me, so I called my safety manager. I told my safety manager about that. And she said, "Don't you touch that load." I said, "You leave it at the yard." Or she said, "You leave it at the yard." And I said, "Yes, ma'am, I will. I was not going to touch it anyway with that much weight on it." And then a few minutes later, my dispatcher called me, and I told him, I said, "I am not taking this load." And he said, "I don't blame you." He said, "I don't blame you." Now, that load came out of Louisiana. Another driver for my company picked up that load from Louisiana and drove it all the way to the yard in North Mississippi. And I told the safety manager and my dispatcher, I said, it's beyond me how and why that driver would pick this load up and bring it all the way to the yard in the first place. Because another thing I want to tell you, Jim's Channel 80, is a lot of weigh stations are near state borders. A lot of weigh stations are near state borders. Some of them aren't, but a lot of them are. When you're about to cross to another state, you'll come to a weigh station either before you enter the next state or right after you enter the next state. Anyway, now you will not have to pull into every weigh station every time, okay? Your company, whatever company you go with, should have a what's called a pre-pass. It's this little device that sticks on the windshield, and it has a red light or a green light. You get the green light, you can bypass the weigh station. If you get a red light, you better pull in. But sometimes you can get a red light on that thing and the weigh station will be closed. They'll have either lighted signs or a reflective metal sign, whatever, that'll say closed or open. If it's closed, of course you can bypass that weigh station. But anyway, or when you get in your truck and you're on e-logs, your e-log might have an app which you won't have to touch at all, that will tell you whether or not to bypass the weigh station. That's the way mine is. But anyway, yeah, check your weight, check the weight of your load. When you go to a shipper to pick up a load, look at that weight. If it's, I would say, above 46,000 pounds or above 47,000 pounds, I would reject it. I wouldn't take it because it's likely going to put you over gross. Now, if you have, say, a 44 to 45,000 pound load, that's legal. Your gross weight will be legal. But you better take that truck with the loaded trailer. If you have that much weight, you better take it to a truck stop and put it on a cat scale and scale it. Your trainer should teach you how to do all of that. And once you put it on a cat scale at a truck stop, you'll either have the Weigh My Truck app on your smartphone. You can download it, it's free. And you can link your company's payment to it. If you have a company where you won't have to pay out of pocket for a cat scale, because those things are $13.50. My company pays for it. But anyway, when you put your truck on a cat scale and you get your scale ticket, whether you go inside to get the scale ticket or you pull it up on, or it comes up on the Weigh My Truck app, it will tell you the weight of your steer axles. That's the axle that the wheels are on that turn when you turn the steering wheel. That's the steer axles. It'll tell you the weight of that, the weight of your drive axles. Okay, you only have one steer axle. I'm sorry I made that plural. But you have two drive axles. Those are the two axles that are on the truck itself with a total of 8 wheels on them. And of course your steer axle has only 2 wheels or 2 tires. And your trailer axles. You'll have there'll be 2 trailer axles, each axle with 4 wheels on it. And of course that makes a total of 18 wheels. Now, DOT law says your steer axle cannot weigh more than 12,000 pounds. Your drive axles cannot weigh more than 34,000 pounds. And your trailer axles cannot weigh more than 34,000 pounds, which makes 80,000 pounds total. If all of those weights are under what I just said, then you're good. You're legal. Now, if you are overweight on either your drive axles, or trailer axles, then a lot of trailers, whether it be a dry box trailer or a reefer unit, I don't mean reefer like marijuana. No, I mean a refrigerated trailer where frozen or refrigerated goods go on, that gets shipped to a grocery store or what have you. But anyway, the trailer axles, they're called the tandems, and they have a pin that you can pull. Most of them are air activated, but they have a pin that you can pull that will pull in the axle pins on the trailer, and you can slide it back and forth. You have to keep the trailer brakes set and release the truck brakes in order to do that. And it'll slide the axles back and forth, and you can adjust your weight on either the drive axles on the truck or the trailer axles on the trailer, and you can have a legal weight. Say, for example, you're 35,000 pounds on your drive axles, but you're 30,000 pounds on your trailer axles. Well, guess what? You can slide your tandems and adjust the weight to make it legal. And your trainer should teach you all of that as well. Something else I want to say about trucking. A mythical law that you might hear about, a mythical DOT law, is you can get a ticket for your bed not being made. That's bull. They can't give you a ticket for your bed not being made. But, and this is if the DOT officer, if you're getting inspected, or if you get pulled over and the DOT officer wants to inspect your truck, this is if the DOT officer wants to be a total a-hole. They can actually climb into your truck and look around. They can look in your stuff. I'm not kidding. What they look for is drugs and alcohol. That has never happened to me before. Matter of fact, I can count on one hand the amount of times that I've been inspected, that my truck has been inspected. 3 times. 3 times has my truck ever been inspected. The first time I was overweight on my trailer axle, and so they decided to do a full inspection. The second time was just a paperwork inspection. All they wanted to see was the paperwork. And the third time, I was not overweight at all, but they wanted to inspect my whole truck. But they did not come inside my truck and look around. They didn't do that. They just inspected my truck. They check your lights, they check your brakes, they check your tires, they check everything. All of that good stuff. That would be, that would be a level 1 inspection. There are different levels of DOT inspections, and to be honest, I haven't memorized all of them. You can look them up if you want to. You can look up the levels of DOT inspections. But yeah, that's some of where you're going to have to go through when you drive a truck. Okay? But, like I said in my previous video, Jim's Channel 80, I wish you nothing but the best of luck in getting your CDL. I hope you're successful at it. And like I said, in truck driving school, pay attention to your instructors. And when you get a trainer, pay attention to your trainer. Okay? I hope to goodness you get good good instructors and a good trainer. And like I said, make sure that your trainer has more than at least 10 years of experience and you are not his first trainee. Okay? And hopefully you will be set up for success and not failure. Okay? But, and again, I'll say again, driving a truck is not a vacation. This is real life. You are in charge of a very heavy vehicle that can, well, depending on what speed your company might set your truck to, some companies don't set the speed on their trucks at all, and they can do up to 90 miles an hour. You don't want to be going that fast in an 18-wheeler, I'm telling you. It's too dangerous. But anyway, one more thing I want to say. If you want to get a better idea of what we go through, what us truck drivers go through, then I would like to recommend that you watch two channels on YouTube when you get the time. Bonehead Truckers. It's hilarious. You'll get a lot of laughs. And Mother Trucker News. That's spelled M-U-T-H-A, Trucker News. Watch some videos from those channels, and that'll give you another idea of what we go through out here on the road. And I hope it doesn't discourage you from wanting to be a trucker. That's fine. Go ahead and do it. More power to you. But I'm telling you, it's not an easy life. It's not easy. It's a hard job. But it's a hard job, but in a way it's worth it because you're one of the many people out there who keeps this country going. Without truck drivers, we would have nothing. Store shelves would go empty. Car lots would go empty where you go and buy a car. Everything would go kaput. We would literally be living like they used to live back in the old Western days without truck drivers. I'm serious. If you think about it, even the home you live in, the materials to build it got to where it's at on trucks. Think about that. But anyway, I guess I've yacked long enough. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give that like button a nice big click. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll know when I've uploaded a new video. And I am almost to 800 subscribers. So to all of my subscribers, thank y'all so very much. Y'all freaking rock. Please keep it up. And if you made it to the end of this video, I very much appreciate it. Comment down below, road to 1,000 or road to 1K. And the first person who does that, I will pin his or her comment to the top. And if y'all have any other or any questions or comments for me, please leave that in the comment section below. And I'm not going to repeat myself again on the sexual and fetish type questions or comments. I've talked myself blue in the face about that. Okay? Just don't do it. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this video. As always, y'all, take care, have a good one, God bless, and I will see you soon. Bye. And please remember, men have freaking legs too. See y'all later.